back. Embattled New York Republican Congressman George Santos today said he would step back from 2 of his committee assignments as investigations into his past and his finances play out. But much of this would have not been possible without the work of local reporters on the ground, even as some larger news outlets seem to ignore the signs of trouble at the beginning from the Santos camp. Long Island-based reporter Jacqueline Sweet broke many of these stories. She's up late with me tonight here on the Final Five to talk about it. Jacqueline, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
You know, when it comes to these local congressional races for years and years and years, it always seems that once you have an incumbent, that person gets reelected, and that's it. In this case, we had an open seat on Long Island, and you had a Democrat and a Republican, George Santos, running for the seat. At what point did we start hearing some stories that there might be some concern about Santos in his past?
There were a few journalists and people that were sort of raising the alarm early on. There was a local publisher here named Grant Lally, who wrote an op-ed where he had very strong language. He actually called the congressman a fraud and looked into sort of a lot of his finances. That wasn't super widely shared at the time, unfortunately. Daily Beast was looking into some of his campaign donations. People were sniffing around. It wasn't really until the New York Times had that bombshell report, sort of mid to late December, that kind of opened. But people were aware and looking, but I don't think anyone knew necessarily to look at his entire resume in that way. That was something that people, I don't think, even considered at the time.
Right. Well, I feel like this is something, too, that when you cover local politics especially, there are certain things that you should be able to take at face value from people who run from office, where they went to school, what they did, what was in their past. And we focus a lot on their stances and where they feel on the issues here. You mentioned, I know, Grant Lally, who runs a paper out there on Long Island. But, do you feel that people out there on Long Island were connected to this race? Was there intense personal interest in watching this race as it played out between the Democrat Robert Zimmerman and Santos?
There really was not. And that, I guess, is part of the problem of what happened here. I think a lot of people voted along party lines, for better or for worse. I'm not sure many people really could have picked the congressman out of a lineup. There was a lot of attention on the gubernatorial race at the time.
Right.
There wasn't that attention. And I guess we're seeing now that attention is always necessary, right? That's
Well, it's about the skepticism. It's about investing that personal interest, because I think that's one thing a lot of people we have as a society become disconnected, and part of that is because you have a lot of local publications that have gone by the wayside. A lot of people have said, well, why didn't the New York Times expose this? And the reality is, it's the people on the ground that go to the town meetings, on Long Island, that go to these campaign events like yourself, that really do have your ear to the pavement. In your reporting, what was one thing that surprised you the most out of the Santos saga so far?
Wow. I mean, I think we're all being surprised every single day, hour by hour. There's so much is surprising that it got this far, the things that we're uncovering. I mean, I'm endlessly surprised. I'm surprised at the doubling down on things. I mean, that's always surprising when you have sort of very close to proof on things and you're getting the reaction of sort of, it wasn't me.
Right.
like there's it's kind of audacious response, and it's still kind of shocking.
Yeah. I mean, and I think, too, because some people have said to us, down here in D.C., as we look at this story and as we cover it, and there have been people in the national media who say that we should not be paying attention to to George Santos at this point. He's a freshman congressman from New York whose influence on the Hill is not very strong at this point, but it has overshadowed everything that's happened here on Capitol Hill, aside from the fact that you had to go 15 rounds to elect a speaker here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually amazing that one person is almost holding us all hostage in a sense, whether it's the national media, his district here. One person is having such an outsized effect. But I do think it's extremely important for everybody, because it's a little bit of a test to, does the truth matter? Do these things matter, or do they not? And I think that we're kind of coming to grapple with that right now. And I think it's extremely important. I
just want to get your sense from the pulse of the people on the ground, because, again, George Santos won this election. He had, 54% of the vote. He won this election fair and square. Are you getting the sense that people have changed their minds at this point? As you mentioned, a lot of people voted down party lines, and that's how we are as a society these days. So do you get the sense that the sentiment is they would like him to go away, or are there people saying keep fighting?
So I think that the reaction to him here on the ground, it's not really partisan. It's not really political. Recent poll out today had extremely high numbers. Don't quote me, but it's into the 70% who want him to resign. And you know how polls are, that's an extremely high number. So it's really not about partisanship at this point. It's sort of, and again, they voted for him, but they didn't vote for the person they thought they were voting for. So if they knew all these things about him, would they have voted for him? And I think, too, whether you're Republican or Democrat here, people in his district, integrity still matters, the truth still matters.
Yeah, there was a Siena College poll. You mentioned one of the many polls that have come out. I know our colleagues at Fox 5 New York were involved with that one. Hey, look, we're going to keep following this story, but I appreciate your perspective being on the ground there. Jacqueline Sweet, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And the Final Five is back right after this.